Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Fab back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the most recent trade in the NFL as the Jacksonville Jaguars are trading for Patriots quarterback Mac Jones, a one-time Pro Bowler. Mac Jones, I know it was a rough year for him this year, but Mac Jones got off to a really good start in his first two seasons in the NFL. As a rookie, in his first two seasons in the league, his record, or as a rookie and a sophomore, his record in the first 2 years of his career was 16-15. For a young kid like that, not terrible. But then this past season was a terrible year where the team was one of the worst teams in the NFL, the worst in the AFC, and when he was the starting quarterback, they went 2-9, and eventually he got benched for Bailey Zappi. Still, I absolutely love this trade for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I will tell everybody why I love this trade. And, one of the reasons why is because of Trevor Lawrence. Look, I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to say Mac Jones is better than Trevor Lawrence, or you're going to find anybody that's going to say, I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. But if we all got to face the fact Trevor Lawrence had some injury problems in 2023, and I think having a backup like Mac Jones is great to have. I think C.J. Beathard did a solid job when stepping up at times, but they did lose some games when he had to step up. Like, for instance, the Cincinnati Bengals game that went to overtime. We saw Trevor Lawrence get injured, and C.J. Beathard had to take over, and the Bengals won. The Bengals beat the Jaguars. That's one example of, that's one example. But how about another example? The game against the Buccaneers. Trevor Lawrence went down. C.J. Beathard came in. They lost the game. I think when he came in, they were down 10, but still, I think you're bringing in a way better backup than you had before, and I think one of the reasons why the Jaguars are making this trade, and we're seeing the Jaguars make this trade, the fact is because of Trevor Lawrence's ankle issues in 2023. And yes, they had a quarterback in C.J. Beathard who did a solid job, came in against the Panthers. It's the Panthers and beat them. Like I said, the Panthers. I don't think that's fairly impressive. And lost against the Bengals in overtime. Also, he also came in against the Buccaneers, had the chance to potentially make a comeback. He didn't do that. So I think Mac Jones is a way better quarterback than C.J. Beathard is, and people like to hate on Mac Jones, but he had a terrible offense last year. That's the truth. I don't think there's a lot of work Mac can do with who he has to throw the ball to. The two best players he has to throw the ball to are Juju Smith-Schuster and Hunter Henry. What is that going to do for you? He played 11 games with 11 starts this past season through 224, 345, 64.9 completion percentage, 2,120 passing yards, 10 passing touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 2022, he played 14 games with 14 starts. They went 6-8. He threw 288 for 442. He had a completion percentage of 65.2. He threw 2,997 passing yards, 14 passing touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. His rookie year, he was a Pro Bowler. He played 17 games with 17 starts. The team went 10-7. He threw 352 for 521. His completion percentage was 67.6. He threw 3,800 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. So, I think he's going to be a great backup to have if anything happens to Trevor Lawrence. I think with the offense that Jacksonville has, Travis Etienne at running back, and we'll see about Calvin Ridley if he returns, but Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk at wide receiver, and also Zay Jones, who's for wide receiver 3. He's a great wide receiver 3 for, he's one of the best wide receiver 3s in football. And then Evan Ingram at tight end. So you look at that offense compared to what he had in New England. I think Mac Jones would thrive on offense like the Jaguars. I don't think, let's say you replace Mac Jones with Trevor Lawrence as a starter, which obviously wouldn't happen, but I'm just trying to, explain how different it would be for Mac if he was with the Jags last year compared to the Patriots. I don't know if the Jaguars would have made the playoffs because they didn't make the playoffs with Trevor Lawrence, although Trevor Lawrence wasn't fully healthy. I think Mac would have played a lot better than he did compared with the Patriots. I would say if he was with the Jaguars, last year instead of the Patriots and Trevor didn't exist and Mac was their starter, I think Mac would get around 7 to 9 wins, which probably would not have been enough for the playoffs, but would be a lot better with than what we saw with the Patriots. I like this signing, bringing him in as a backup. These are two guys that were in the same draft class, two guys that were top picks. Trevor was the first pick, and I think Mac Jones went like in the early teens. I think Mac went like 12th or 14th, something like that. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section, and peace out.